Stop wasting your time thinking you have to impress her. Stop thinking she'll fall for you because of compliments, gifts, or funny lines. That's not how desire works. The truth is, women need just one thing to start wanting a man, and most guys completely miss it. Here's the reality. Attraction isn't about effort. It's about presence. It's about the energy you carry before you even say a word. Women feel it instantly. When she senses that you are fully yourself, confident in your life, and emotionally grounded, something clicks inside her. Desire starts to grow, almost without her realizing it. Most men overcomplicate this. They believe they need to create tension, chase attention, or prove themselves in some elaborate way. The irony: doing too much pushes her away. Women are drawn to men who are calm, self-assured, and interesting. Men whose value doesn't depend on her approval. That's the magnetic pull that works instantly.It doesn't matter if you're outgoing, shy, rich, or struggling financially. What matters is how you carry your energy. Do you react to everything, seek validation, or try to control her perception? Or do you stay grounded, live your life fully, and interact from a place of confidence? That difference, subtle, almost invisible, is what sparks attraction. In this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what women notice, how they interpret your energy, and how one simple shift in your presence can change how she feels about you immediately. I'll show you the signs that indicate desire is starting to grow, and how you can naturally amplify it without trying too hard or forcing anything.By the end. You'll see attraction the way women really experience it, and you'll understand what actually works to ignite her interest. No scripts, no gimmicks, just raw, honest insight from a woman's perspective that can change how you approach dating forever. 1. She notices your confidence instantly. One of the most powerful triggers of attraction is confidence, but not the loud, overbearing kind that tries to dominate a room. I'm talking about the subtle, grounded confidence that shows you are comfortable in your own skin. Women notice this immediately, often before a word is spoken. I remember meeting a guy at a small gathering. He didn't try to impress anyone, he didn't boast, and he wasn't constantly seeking attention. He simply moved through the space with ease, smiled naturally, and spoke when he had something to say. I found myself drawn to him instantly. There was no trying, just presence, and that presence made me curious about him in a way that words never could. Confidence communicates several things to a woman. First, it signals that you have your life together emotionally and mentally. You're not desperate for approval, and you're not afraid of rejection. That independence is magnetic because it suggests stability, reliability, and security, qualities women instinctively seek. Second, confidence makes you interesting. When a man doesn't overcompensate or try too hard to be liked, he becomes a challenge in the best way. Women notice that he's comfortable with who he is, and that makes us want to invest attention in him voluntarily, rather than being pressured to respond. Third, confidence changes the way interactions feel. Conversations with a confident man feel light, natural, and exciting, even if the topic is mundane. His energy creates a pull without effort, something women feel deep in their intuition before logic catches up. It's important to note that confidence isn't about arrogance. A man can be quiet, introverted, or even shy and still exude it. It's about self-possession, owning your presence, moving through life with calm assurance, and not letting external validation dictate your mood or behavior. Women are constantly scanning energy, and confidence stands out. It's visible in posture, tone, the way you handle attention, and how you react under pressure. When a woman notices a man's grounded confidence, desire begins to grow instantly, long before any words, jokes, or gestures. That's the key most men miss. Attraction isn't something you create with effort, it's something you radiate naturally. TWO, she reacts to your emotional independence. Women are drawn to men who are emotionally self-sufficient. This doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means you have your own life, handle your emotions responsibly, and don't rely on her validation to feel good about yourself. Emotional independence is one of the fastest ways to spark desire because it communicates strength, stability, and reliability. When a man is emotionally grounded, he doesn't overreact to small issues or become needy when she's unavailable. He responds thoughtfully, stays composed, and focuses on his own goals and happiness. Women notice this immediately. It sends the signal that his life is full, interesting, and not centered around her approval. That kind of energy is magnetic because it's rare. Many men fail to understand this. They panic if she doesn't reply quickly, they overanalyze every interaction, or they adjust their mood based on her attention. That behavior destroys attraction because it communicates insecurity and dependence. Emotional neediness is the opposite of desire. Women instinctively sense when a man's sense of self is fragile, and it turns them off. Conversely, when a man maintains emotional independence, it creates a sense of tension and intrigue. She sees that he is invested in himself first, and that makes her want to invest in him second. It's a subtle shift, but it changes her perception from his just nice to his someone I'm genuinely curious about. Emotional independence also makes interactions feel effortless. You can joke, flirt, and engage without forcing connection. Your energy becomes attractive because it's not contingent on her responses. Women respond to men who can regulate themselves emotionally because it creates a safe and appealing dynamic, one that naturally draws interest without manipulation or effort. Ultimately, emotional independence isn't just about standing alone. It's about demonstrating that your life is full and satisfying on your own terms. That confidence in yourself instantly triggers desire. Women feel it before they think about it, and it's far more influential than looks, gifts, or charm. Recognizing this and working on your emotional independence is one of the most effective ways to start sparking desire in women almost instantly. 3. You carry yourself differently, and she feels that women notice the way a man carries himself long before we pay attention to what he says. There's an energy, a vibe, a presence that communicates who you are without words. It's subtle, but it's incredibly powerful. When a man moves through life with self-possession, it's magnetic. This isn't about posture alone or acting confident superficially. It's about the way you exist in your own life. Are you comfortable in social situations? Do you engage without forcing connection? Do you act in ways that show you're secure and grounded? Women feel these things instinctively. It's an unconscious filter that tells us whether a man is interesting, stable, and worth investing attention in. Think about the difference between a man who is relaxed in his skin versus one who is constantly seeking validation. The relaxed man draws curiosity. The other man often triggers anxiety or impatience. Women are wired to notice this immediately, even if we can't articulate it. The way a man carries himself sends signals about his emotional stability, confidence, and attractiveness without him having to say a single word. Another layer is consistency. A man who carries himself with grounded energy in every situation, whether with friends, strangers, or her, projects authenticity. Women sense when a man's confidence is situational or performative, and it's rarely attractive. Authentic presence communicates that you are someone whose value doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. Carrying yourself differently also influences the dynamics of interaction. Women respond to energy that is consistent, calm, and self-directed. It creates a pull because it's not desperate, reactive, or needy. Your energy becomes intriguing because it's rare and self-sustaining. In short, how you exist in the world communicates far more than any effortful attempt to impress. Women notice these subtleties and react to them. When you consistently carry yourself with grounded confidence and self-possession, desire starts to grow almost instantly. This is the hidden lever most men overlook, yet it's one of the most powerful tools for sparking attraction naturally. 4. Your focus on your life sparks curiosity. Women are naturally drawn to men who have their own lives, goals, and passions. When you focus on building your career, hobbies, fitness, or personal growth, it sends a signal that your value doesn't depend on her attention. That independence instantly sparks curiosity and desire because it demonstrates that you are self-sufficient, interesting, and fully engaged in the world. Most men make the mistake of centering their attention entirely on a woman they like. They try to entertain her, constantly message her, or make their schedules revolve around her. That behavior communicates neediness and lack of direction, both of which are unattractive. Women notice when a man's energy is externally dependent rather than internally grounded. When you're focused on your life, it creates a subtle pull. She notices your priorities, your ambition, and the way you manage yourself. That observation triggers a mental shift. Suddenly, you're not just a guy she knows. Now you're someone she's curious about, someone with depth and dimension. That curiosity can turn into desire if your energy remains authentic and consistent. It's important to understand that this isn't about being aloof or pretending to be unavailable. It's about genuinely having a life that is fulfilling and engaging. Women can sense when a man's energy is authentic versus performative. If you are truly invested in your own growth, it communicates strength, stability, and self-respect, all of which are irresistible. Your life becomes a subtle magnet. By living fully and focusing on your goals, you naturally create intrigue. She may start noticing little things, how composed you are, the way you talk about your passions, the calm confidence in your presence. These signals speak louder than words and often ignite attraction faster than any direct effort or line. Ultimately, the more your attention is on building yourself, the more your presence naturally commands interest. Women are drawn to men whose energy is vibrant, self-directed, and unapologetically authentic. That's the key most men overlook. Attraction is not created by chasing. It's generated by living fully and letting your presence speak for itself. 5. She starts seeking your attention. Subtly, one of the clearest signs that a woman is starting to want you is how she begins to seek your attention, but in subtle ways. She might laugh a little louder when you're around, find excuses to interact, or ask your opinion on things she wouldn't normally share. These moments aren't always obvious at first, but they signal a shift in how she perceives you. I remember a guy I knew who was completely absorbed in his work and hobbies. I found myself looking for small ways to connect with him, asking about his projects, joking with him, or sharing details about my day. I wasn't overtly flirting, but I was drawn to his energy and independence. His presence made me curious and interested without him even realizing it. Women respond to men who maintain their own life and confidence. When a man radiates self-possession, she instinctively wants to be part of that world. This doesn't mean she will chase aggressively. It's often subtle, nuanced, and emotionally intelligent. She may linger in conversations slightly longer than necessary, respond quickly to messages, or find small ways to be physically or emotionally near you. It's important to notice the difference between friendly engagement and genuine attraction. Friendly behavior is comfortable, casual, and consistent across interactions with multiple people. Attraction manifests in slight changes. The tone of her voice softens, her gaze lingers, or she initiates communication more often than usual. These are small, almost subconscious signals, but they indicate growing desire. Men often misread attention as validation, but the key is consistency and context. If she starts prioritizing interaction with you while maintaining a relaxed, natural energy, she's responding to your presence and independence. That's when desire starts forming. Recognizing these subtle cues allows you to understand when your energy is having an effect. It's not manipulation or strategy. It's the natural outcome of being a man who commands presence, lives fully, and carries himself with confidence. When a woman begins seeking your attention in these small ways, it's a signal that the foundation for attraction has been laid, and it often works faster than you realize. 6. Small actions become magnetic signals. Women notice the little things a man does, even when he doesn't realize it. Subtle gestures, consistency, and energy all contribute to attraction. It could be as simple as the way you maintain eye contact, the calm in your tone, the way you move through space, or how you carry yourself in social situations. These small actions communicate confidence, independence, and stability, qualities that naturally spark desire. Most men underestimate the power of these subtle signals. They think attraction comes from grand gestures, elaborate plans, or constant attention. The truth is, women are more attuned to your presence and behavior than your words. It's how you exist in the moment that signals value. A relaxed smile, steady posture, or the way you handle yourself under stress can be far more compelling than any pickup line or effort to impress. Consistency is key. When a man's small actions are reliable and grounded, it communicates security. Women notice when a man behaves the same way regardless of the situation. That predictability combined with emotional independence makes her feel safe and intrigued at the same time. She starts associating you with calm strength and stability, which naturally draws interest. Another layer is authenticity. Small actions carry weight when they are genuine. A man who pretends or performs confidence will likely be noticed, but the attraction it creates is shallow. Real magnetic energy comes from being genuinely present, self-assured, and comfortable in your own life. That authenticity resonates on a subconscious level, making women feel drawn to you without even knowing why. Even minor displays of attention or humor can become powerful signals if delivered naturally. Complimenting her subtly, teasing playfully, or showing competence in a relaxed manner communicates capability and self-possession. These behaviors are effective because they're natural extensions of who you are, not forced strategies to impress. In essence, it's the accumulation of small, consistent, and authentic actions that creates magnetic energy. Women feel it instinctively. When you embody these qualities, attraction starts almost instantly, often before you even realize it. This is why energy, presence, and subtlety matter more than anything else in making a woman start wanting you. Let me be blunt. Attraction isn't about impressing, chasing, or trying to force a woman to like you. Women start wanting a man the moment they sense he is grounded, confident, and fully invested in his own life. That's the one thing that works instantly, and most men completely overlook it. Here's the hard truth. If you are constantly seeking validation, overthinking her reactions, or trying to manipulate desire, you're doing the exact opposite of what naturally sparks attraction. Women feel energy, presence, and consistency far more than words or effort. When you focus on yourself, carry yourself with confidence, and live authentically, desire grows almost effortlessly. I want you to take this seriously. Stop chasing and start becoming. Build your life, master your emotional independence, and show up consistently as the man you are. Women will notice. Your energy will speak louder than any strategy ever could. Now I want to hear from you. Share your experiences in the comments. Have you noticed women reacting differently when you carried yourself with confidence or focused on your life? I read every comment and respond because this conversation is about real growth. Remember this, desire isn't earned, it's felt. Master your presence, your energy, and your consistency, and you won't just attract attention. You'll naturally spark genuine interest. Respect yourself, respect your energy, and watch how women respond when you finally become the man they want without even trying.